Hi, I'm Missoula Mayor John Inken, and with me today is Missoula County Commissioner Juanita Vero, coming to us all the way from Greeno. And this is our briefing for the 10th of April 2020. Today we wanted to share with you a few of the things that both the city and the county are doing that's a little bit business as usual. We're trying to make sure that the good service that we're providing you continues through this crisis, and we're doing that safely. We've had to invent some new ways to do business, but it's working out so far. But first, we want to give a shout out to the Missoula City County Health Department, which has been our lead agency on managing the pandemic crisis, and let you know a little bit about what those good folks have been working on, some of which you already know. But here is how this department works around the clock to help contain the disease. So first, when a case is confirmed within the county, public health nurses get to work immediately to touch base with close contacts of the person who has that case, and then provide next steps for them in light of their possible exposure to ensure that we're not spreading that through the community. Our health department was also the first agency, along with agencies around the state, to close restaurants and bars and other non-essential services in an effort to thwart this pandemic early, and the governor followed suit shortly thereafter. Health department folks are working closely with hospitals and continue to do so. One of the critical missions here has been to ensure that those hospitals aren't overrun and that they have capacity to continue to take care of sick folks, even outside of COVID-19. And that's been a great relationship. And this week we were able to open a remote testing facility at the Missoula County Fairgrounds. So great partnerships working there. And as always, we have those county health nurses working all day long to answer your questions about COVID-19 at 258-INFO. And that's Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. And you can also leave messages and get additional information. Juanita.
Happy Friday, everyone. It's a good day to practice Public Service Appreciation Day. So another county department that's working hard for you is our Office of Emergency Management. Our staff at OEM work across nonprofits and other organizations in the community, and they're focused on 6 task forces: economic recovery, food security, mental and behavioral health, volunteer and donations management, homelessness, and childcare. And this collection of task forces is the COAD, or Community Organizations Active in Disaster. Your Office of Emergency Management staff coordinating folks that run operations, logistics, and administration teams. And they include a range of public service agencies, including our local fire district personnel who are trained in the specifics of operating the structure known as incident command. And so these folks are putting that training together and those skills for you every day. And I guess another area that you might not think of is our grants assistants or our grants administrators in our Office of Community and Planning Services Department. And these folks helped put together the $50,000 rental assistance fund last week that helped close to 100 Missoula County residents. In addition, United Way had $300,000 available to help folks with their April rent, and able to help about 600 people.
That is fantastic. So with regard to housing, our housing office continues to work hand in hand with Incident Command. Teresa Williams, who runs our homelessness response team, has helped all sorts of agencies work through COVID-19 guidelines to ensure some of our most vulnerable folks are aware of the danger and working together to avoid spread. And we're also continuing to work with those agencies around what life looks like after COVID-19. In addition, they're managing options for folks who have been tested for COVID-19 and who need to quarantine. And there are lots of places where you can do that if you are a person who has the privilege of shelter. But if you are unsheltered, it's really challenging to quarantine. So we've been working with local hoteliers to put folks up while they receive their test results. And that's been an enormously successful program to date. And we're continuing to make sure that folks don't experience homeless, or if they do, it is a one-time and brief occurrence.
And this is also, it requires funding. So our county staff that working on this are our finance department, and they're working to recalibrate our county budget and essentially turn on a dime to find any resources necessary or any resources available to support these efforts and our emergency operations center. And of course, the city and county communication folks are providing you with information every day at covid19.missoula.co on that website. Getting these videos out every day, posting information on their social media channels, and sending up daily updates to traditional news media to make sure our media partners have the information they need to provide you solid community reporting every day. Also, employees at city and county departments that have scaled back are actually now pitching in to help on the call center. So these are folks that are able to work remotely and provide you with answers to questions you have. And then, of course, the behind the scenes folks is our technology departments, and they're doing the heavy lifting, and we rely upon them for everything. And they're rising to that challenge every day.
That's sort of the emerging theme here, is everyone rising to the challenge in local government. I've been nothing but impressed with our staff and their commitment to serve you. And an obvious case in point, folks from the Missoula Police Department, the Missoula Fire Department, are continuing to respond to calls without hesitation. We've made sure that those folks have the equipment they need to respond to those calls safely, but they're putting their lives on the line every day. They did that before this crisis, and the danger to a certain degree is exacerbated as a function of this crisis. And those first responders aren't hesitating to make sure that we're saving lives and keeping people safe every day. And I'm incredibly grateful for those folks, as well as folks at the Sheriff's Department, federal law enforcement, certainly the Highway Patrol, and all of our partners.
Absolutely. And then I guess in the things non-COVID related, Missoula County departments have made some significant changes to ensure the services that you need are still delivered reliably. These are things like from titling vehicles to marriage licenses. Our staff has made the changes necessary to make sure you're able to receive those services in a safe and healthy way. These folks are, again, it's services from building permits to birth certificates. Everything's offered online and through the mail. And they've revamped their technology to help our public meetings get to you in like virtual best way possible, and maintain our transparency and try to get as much information to you and opportunity to communicate with your elected officials and county staff and city staff. City Parks and Recreation Department, they're working to keep your parks, trails, open spaces clean and safe. And again, you've heard this, it's like beating a dead horse. You gotta stay 6 feet away. Really, really, we need to do that. So if you're out on the trail, 6 feet away. They're also taking this opportunity to drain and deep clean the pool at Currents and Splash, Montana. So getting ready for the summer. City streets.
And I think we're going to have a summer, which is great. At least the last 2 days have suggested that that might happen here. Though I'm hearing snow tomorrow, Juanita, which I find extremely disappointing. But and despite speculation online, I do not control the weather. We've been also doing construction projects and a bunch of spring cleaning. The fact that streets are relatively empty and businesses are closed while certainly challenging for lots of folks for lots of reasons. We're taking advantage of that fact, and we're redoing a big portion of Higgins Avenue, a project that would take a lot longer and cause much more disruption in normal circumstances. So we're getting it done while nobody's around, and things are going very quickly. We're sweeping streets, we're filling potholes, and doing all that work safely as well.
Well, I think this is it. So thank you all for Friday's briefing, and hope you have a really safe and enjoyable Easter weekend. And we'll talk to you Monday. Thanks for all you do to keep our community safe.
Thanks, Commissioner. Take care, everyone.
Take care.